Morning El Paso. One person is dead after being hit by a car in the lower valley. We have the details given to ABC 7 by police.
Severe weather has turned deadly in the south. We'll take a look at the destruction Mother Nature's left behind in at least 4 states this morning.
Live, where news comes first, from the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
Good morning. These volunteers are up early taking your calls for our annual Operation Noel Telethon happening all day today.
Just a small donation of $13.50 can give a child in need a coat this holiday season, and our goal today is to reach $180,000.
And all you have to do is call that number right now on your screen, 496-1797, or go to our website, kvia.com. There's a banner on the top of the homepage.
And we'll check in with Denise Olivas in just a bit about how you can help. But first, we want to welcome you back to Good Morning El Paso, everyone. I'm Hillary Florin.
And I'm Stephanie Vallette. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. It is very cold outside. Just another reminder of why coats are so necessary.
That's right. Let's see just how cold it is out there with Nicole Gomez right now. Good morning.
Good morning. Right now, we're in the upper 20s in El Paso, even colder for some locations. Let's take a look at your morning planner. We're still cold at the 7 o'clock hour and 9 o'clock hour at 32 degrees. Currently, here's what's taking place out there. 25 Las Cruces, but it feels like it's 17. And El Paso, it feels like it is 23 degrees. So make sure you grab that jacket and keep it handy for the rest of the day today, although it will be a little warmer than it was yesterday. On the west side of town, our WeatherNet site showing at Brown Middle School, we're at 30 degrees. We're also in the 30s just outside of the ABC 7 studio. Doppler radar showing that we are not tracking any rain in the forecast currently or for today. Enjoy it. We have some big changes on the way. But coming up at 6:07 with your weather and traffic on the 7s, we'll continue tracking the temperatures in your neighborhood with the WeatherNet sites. Plus, we'll take a look at the bus stop forecast. You can get your kids ready for school. That's coming up.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. Police tell ABC 7 one man is dead after being hit by a car late last night. It happened at the intersection of Alameda and Landon around 7 o'clock. The identity of the man has not been released, but the driver stayed on the scene to speak with authorities. No word on whether the man was crossing at a crosswalk.
And now to the deadly storms racing across the south. The system spawned several tornadoes over the past 24 hours. The storms are being blamed for at least 5 deaths now in Alabama and Tennessee. Overnight, the storms moved east, taking aim at the Carolinas. Diane Macedo has our complete coverage.
This morning, damage assessments are underway in the storm-battered southeast. In Charlotte, North Carolina, the winds were powerful enough to flip this 18-wheeler. In Greensville, South Carolina, a tree slammed into this home, landing on a child's bedroom. His mother says she told him to get out of that room just seconds before the tree came down.
I just screamed at Brandon, get downstairs. The wind is really bad, and he came downstairs, and we all huddled in the downstairs bathroom.
The overnight storms come after tornado sirens blared in Atlanta, with at least 3 twisters touching down near that city.
I've never experienced anything like this. I'm kind of still in shock, and it's like, wow, it just was so close.
You can see trees piled on parked cars, and this large chunk of metal is part of the roof of a recycling center. It wrapped around a pole a quarter of a mile away.
The sound was very, very loud, and it hits on that driveway there.
At this children's learning center, workers say an employee was walking from her car to the building when the storm hit.
She had an umbrella in her hand. The umbrella just flew right out of her hand. All the leaves right up here. That's why it was just everywhere. By the time she put her hand on the door just flew open and just started shaking.
Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Happening today, President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President-elect Mike Pence travel to Indiana to tout a deal made with company Carrier to keep hundreds of jobs from going to Mexico. But there's a question of how many U.S. jobs have really been saved. The deal spares about 800 union workers, but roughly 1,400 workers were slated to be laid off. The latest on Trump's administration picks coming up during our next half hour of Good Morning El Paso. In the meantime, happening today, Fidel Castro's ashes will take its second leg of the journey through Cuba. The video of his ashes arrival in the central city of Santa Clara overnight. The former president is headed to the far eastern city of Santiago, where the 9 days of mourning will officially wrap up.
And now switching gears, our Operation Noel Telethon is underway this morning. 100% of your donation will go to more than 20,000 children around the borderland with just a small donation. We have Good Morning El Paso's Denise Olivas live. She's in our call center this morning with the El Paso High School swim team, telling us all how we can help. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, Hillary. And it looks like a majority of the team is answering phone calls right now. So let's try and get those phones ringing once again. And let's give you that phone number, 496-1797. And then just suddenly it got so quiet. So let's call us. Everyone's standing by here to take your phone call. A donation of $13.50. That's all it takes to purchase one coat and to help a child here in the borderland. All of the proceeds go to paying for the coats. There is no overhead. The costs are absorbed by the Operation Noel partners, and you can donate either by phone, as you can see we have plenty of volunteers here, or online on our website kvia.com. Now just think about a small sacrifice that you can make today. For example, to put things into perspective, 2 Chipotle Barbacoa burritos will cost you about $16.50. That would be enough to buy a coat for a child here in the borderland. And here at the phone bank, everyone here is answering your calls, and they're all volunteers here, taking the time out of their day. The El Paso High School swim team, always the first ones to join us every single year. And you know, for being in so early, they're pretty awake, pretty excited to be here, but I think they're used to it because I think they typically practice this early in the morning. So again, there's no other charity like Operation Noel here in the borderland. So keep the calls coming in. I was going to talk to a volunteer right now, Marcella, but she is actually busy on the phone, and I'd rather have her busy than talk to me. So she's taking the phone calls. And I was about to pull another volunteer, but it looks like they're all taking those phone calls. Again, the number on your screen, 496-1797. They're all too busy to talk to me at this point. We'll try talking to one of the volunteers a little later this morning. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Denise. The governor of North Dakota says he will not be forcibly removing protesters from the pipeline.
We have not at any time ever contemplated going to the main camp and removing people from that area.
Protesters say they see the order as a way to block deliveries of supplies to the camp. The governor says that's not true, though. Delivering supplies to an evacuated area is illegal. U.S. Senator John Hoeven took to the Senate floor Wednesday in Washington, D.C. to set the record straight on what he says is going on with the pipeline. Law enforcement think that some people have left the camp but don't have an estimate on how many people exactly remain.
It's now 6:07. Time to talk about weather and traffic on the 7s.
Good morning. We are up to another cool start this morning, and taking a look at your planner, the 7 o'clock hour, it is still chilly out there in El Paso, 29 degrees. By the 9 o'clock hour, we're still in the 30s, but it will feel like it's in the 20s, so make sure you grab your jacket. Not tracking any rain to start out this morning. Doppler radar showing us clear skies, and it will be a nice afternoon. Currently, our ABC 7 WeatherNet site, sponsored by the Mattress Firm, showing that we are seeing temperatures in the 20s at White Sands and Montonwood High School. On the east side of town in El Paso, we're at 34 degrees. We're in the 20s in Fabens. So as you get your kids ready for school, make sure you pile on those layers because it does feel like it's in the 20s outside for El Paso and Las Cruces. But again, we are under mostly clear skies. Warmer temperatures are in the forecast for today, but we are tracking that next system that will affect your weekend plans. Details coming up in your full forecast. Mauricio?
Hey, Nicole, off to a great start so far this Thursday morning. For the most part, we're seeing green across the map, but notice this little bit of a slowdown. This is the border highway as you're heading eastbound near Midway. Good news is I checked our TxDOT cameras, and it looks like it's all clear over there, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. 66 miles per hour, that's your speed on I-10 West near Las Cruces. 68 if you're heading east towards El Paso. We're looking at 62 right now on I-25. I can also tell you Highway 70 is going to stay open all day, so no issues there. Let's give you a live look outside with our ABC 7 TxDOT camera, and here you can see these are the eastbound lanes right here on the border highway and Midway, and everything's looking clear. So again, no issues as you're heading out this Thursday.
All right. Thanks so much, Mauricio.
And keep it here for more to come on Good Morning El Paso.
2 Fort Bliss soldiers out on bond this morning after pleading guilty to human smuggling charges.
We'll tell you when sentencing is expected to begin.
It's like a bad dream that I guess you can never get out of.
And later we'll introduce you to MJ, the battle he and his mother are facing, and how your small donation to Operation Noel can help bring joy to them this holiday season.
And our operators are standing by to take your calls this morning. They're here bright and early to help us today. Our goal in this Operation Noel Telethon is to reach $180,000. It is 6:09. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.